The Lane Kiffin experience seems to be going just fine at Ole Miss. Offense was obviously very exciting to watch, which no one was really surprised about. It's just a matter of can the defense step up enough to do what they need to do to win football games. Obviously, the offense can score at a blistering pace, but what happens in games like Arkansas where Matt Corral just loses his mind and throws a bunch of picks? Defense obviously couldn't do anything to help out, and that's going to be a big key for them. There's talent on that side of the ball. It's just a matter of are they going to be able to help the offense? We know the offense is going to score again because they return a ton of talent, and if anything, we're just going to have fun watching an offense put a million points up on the board. Number 10, linebacker Jaquez Jones, a guy who can play a big role in helping the defense turn things around. 75 tackles last year, 2.5 tackles for loss. This is a defense that needs to be more disruptive in 2021. Number 9, wide receiver Jonathan Mingo, one of 3 wide receivers we'll talk about today, one of the many options that Matt Corral has to find downfield. 379 yards and 3 touchdowns. The race for wide receiver 1 is on. Elijah Moore is gone. He is with the New York Jets, and his playmaking ability will be missed, but they have plenty of depth at the position, and Mingo is just one of those guys that can vie for his spot. Number 8, safety A.J. Finley. Again, plenty of talent on this defensive side of the ball for Kiffin. It's just a matter of can they step up and play the way that they're capable of. Finley had 62 tackles, 3 picks, 7 passes defended. A lot to like about his game for the Rebels. Number 7, another wide receiver, Dontario Drummond, 417 yards, 16.7 yards per catch, and 7 touchdowns. Another guy that can step up and maybe be the Elijah Moore for Ole Miss this year. That's going to be tough again because Elijah Moore was so good at getting open when they needed him to be, and this might be a by committee approach this year, but that's okay when you have 3 options like Ole Miss does. Number 6, running back Snoop Connor. The backup rushed for 421 yards and 8 touchdowns for the Rebels last year. If Jerrion Ealy goes down with an injury, they know they're in good hands with Snoop Connor. They also have a couple guys behind Connor that are even reliable as well. Number 5, the guy who everybody expects to be the Elijah Moore this year in terms of being the number 1 wide receiver is Braylon Sanders. 376 yards with 4 touchdowns, average an incredible 25.1 yards per catch. This is big playability. Him, Drummond, and Mingo are going to be fun to watch. There's really no reason to believe that why this offense won't continue where they left off. They won't miss a beat. They won't skip a beat. They won't miss a step at all. It's going to be an offense full of explosive plays. Number 4, defensive end Sam Williams, 8 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. Like I said, there's not going to be a lot of defensive players on this list, but the ones that have the potential to raise the play of the guys around them, bring Ole Miss's defense to a level where they can compete with the best in the conference. I mean, they put a scare into a lot of teams last year. They were competitive with Florida. They put a scare into Alabama. This is a team that knows how to score points. Again, it's just going to be a matter of can the defense do what it needs to do to help out. Number 3, offensive tackle Nick Broker, or is it Breaker? I'm not sure. I just know that his game's really good. If you watch him, he's one. People aren't talking about him enough, and if you watch his film, he's really fun to watch. And that obviously he's on the offense side of the ball, so people don't really pay attention to him because you're watching Matt Corral throw the ball, you're watching Jerrion Ealy run the ball. You're watching basically all the skill players. The offensive line deserves some recognition for sure. Ealy comes in at number 2, second team All-SEC last year, 745 yards rushing with 9 touchdowns. He also had 155 yards receiving with 1 touchdown. I just did a film breakdown on Jerrion Ealy, so if you haven't checked that out yet, make sure you head over there, see why he's one of the more underrated players in the SEC, a guy who can do a little bit of everything. He has the patience, he has the vision, and he has the power and explosiveness. A guy who's not going to give up on a play ever. He's going to continue to show his leg drive. He's going to push to pick up extra yardage, and he's able to make a ton of guys miss in tight spaces. Number one, Matt Corral, obviously no surprise there, threw for over 3,300 yards, threw for 29 touchdowns, but he also threw 14 picks. I think if you could get rid of the Arkansas game, this looks a little bit better, but you still have to include it, and that's something that he's going to need to work on. Lane Kiffin has one of the best teams in the SEC, one of the better offenses in the entire country, and there's no reason to believe that this team won't be able to put up points. Like I said, it's just a matter of can they make enough stops to win enough football games this year.